Hi there guys, so for the longest part in this YouTube account, I've been uploading videos on Lenovo, HP and partially Dell. I've not reviewed any other laptop apart from those, and maybe previously I did one on MacBook, and I've come to realize that most of you normally take my videos as, let's say, a buying point, or you watch them so that you make a decision on your next purchase, on your next laptop purchase. And that's why I decided to get this Fujitsu ebook E756 series to review it, and maybe you can make your decision from that. And so I know you're wondering, from all those other brands, why did I come up, or why did I decide to review this Fujitsu laptop, the one that I have here. And as I said earlier, this is the Fujitsu LifeBook E series E756 model, and as you can see from far, this is how it looks like. What made me to come to a decision of reviewing it, there's some features that I loved about it, and then the price tag was also good, around $170 or $160 roughly there. But what we have in this laptop is way much more than its price tag. And I know you're wondering why I'm saying all these things, and you've never maybe come across such a laptop. First of all, this is a Japanese laptop, Fujitsu, and for most of us, if you're from Kenya, this is a laptop that is not, you rarely find it in the Kenyan market. I don't know what of other countries. Let me know in the comment section if Fujitsu it's common in your country, but I'm very sure it's common in Europe, especially Germany or Sweden. We have so many of these Fujitsu laptops. The market is so big over there. Let me know about your country in the comment section. So as usual, normally start with the exterior design. So what you have here, you can see how it is. The casing is a bit plastic, but it's plastic that of fiber, very strong, not as weak as we have in some of other HP notebook series casing. So the plastic is very strong. You can see the color is a bit gray. We have that red finishing over there. Yeah, you can see this is the Fujitsu logo. So whenever I see this logo here, this is Fujitsu. Some of you, I know you're wondering, why am I so astonished by this logo? Because I know some of my viewers do not recognize this logo. So this is the logo for Fujitsu. This is what you have on the top. This is a 15.6-inch laptop. It's weighing about 1.8 kilograms. It might sound so heavy, but it's not that heavy. Actually, it's a bit lighter considering how big it is. Yeah? Then this is what we have on the bottom cover. See there? So first of all, this is the battery here. Then you have this slot here. This is an optional slot for optical disc. Yeah, CDs, DVDs, those discs. This is an optional slot. So it's currently not installed, but you can remove this thing here, then install those optical disc drive right over there. Then here we have a slot here for something. We'll open it, see what's over there. Then there's another expansion slot for some things in here. We'll open it in the next part of the video. We have ventilation slot here. From the look of things, that's the motherboard. So I think it allows for inflow of air to the laptop. Then on this other side, let me see. Again, there's a ventilation slot. Actually, we have the fan here. So it means we have the fan inside from this point. This is the exhaust point of air out of the laptop. Yeah. So that is how the bottom cover is. So now, before we get to see what lies on the interior side, the keyboard side and the screen side, let's have a look at the key on what we have, the ports we have on the left hand side first. Sorry, the right hand side first. So on the right hand side, we have two USB 3.0 ports over there. You can see these and these, two USB 3.0 ports. Then we have microphone port and audio jack port. So in the previous laptops that we reviewed, if you're keen, you realize that in most of them, we normally have just a single port. Yeah, it's a combo port for audio in, audio out, and microphone port. But here we have two of them separately. Yeah. Then these two USB 3.0, the blue ports, they are for high speed. They support high speeds. Then on the left hand side now, we have the ventilation slot over there. We have the charging port This is the big pin. This is how the charger is, the AC adapter. It's of 90 watts. You can see from there, 90 watts. Yellow pin type. Yeah, the brick is a bit bigger. I think it matches the size of the machine, but depends with you. Maybe it adds weight in your bag, but if you're okay with that, then good. So this is how the charger is, and this is where it goes in through. Then here we have the RJ45 port here. We have VGA port there, very interesting for external display output. We have this is the display port. Unfortunately, there's no HDMI port this side, but this is the display port. Then here we have USB 3.0 port over there. Finally, we have SD card reader, just the reader from your camera. You don't need to use a converter over there. Then we have a smart card reader on top here. We rarely use this slot, is rarely used in most of the laptops. I don't still understand why they're still placing these laptops, but the manufacturers will tell us. If there's one of them in the comment section or watching this video, let us know the function of this port, this smart card reader port, because it's still available even in the 10th gen laptops. Yeah, but most of us will rarely use it. Again, now on this side, we have USB, the old USB port right over there. See, it's black in color. Then we have HDMI port over there. So interesting. It's interesting the amount of ports we have on this machine. Actually, that's one of the reasons as to why I decided to pick on it and review it. Maybe you'll find it a great purchase, or even those of you who have it in the comment section, let us know how it is serving you at the moment. Then is the battery cover, nothing else, no slot. Just to add something about the slot, you realize we have all the 3 usable ports for display on this laptop. You have HDMI port, you have display port, you have VGA port. So at no point will you be disadvantaged if you want to use those ports for external projecting to external displays, because you find in these modern day laptops that we have, most of them, they either have VGA or and HDMI and they lack display port, or they have VGA and display port and they lack HDMI, or some of them even have just the display port, no VGA, no HDMI. So with these, in terms of port, I'll actually rate it 10 out of 10, because it's very rare to come across such a laptop with just the exact amount of ports that you would want to have. But nevertheless, we don't have a USB-C port on this one, so disadvantageous, but it's something we can live with. Sorry. Now, the interior look. Just have a look at what we have here. Yeah. Before we talk about the keyboard and everything else, let me talk about the hinge, because this is so crucial. It's good to have a laptop that has very strong hinges, so that whatever or however how long you get to use it, you won't get to have breakage at this hinge point. And in most of the cases, I normally say laptops that have that, you see the hinges flexing up to 180 degrees, they're normally so strong. And even if you place them on the table like this, the hinge is still on point. Yeah, it minimizes the chances of the hinges breaking apart as compared to those laptops that have hinges stretching up to these obtuse angles. So we have a very strong hinge here, and I must say that the hinge is very, very strong. It's something that actually made me, or in my decision to get it, the hinges are one of the decisions that I had to check and ensure that it ticks what I need. Though it didn't pass the one finger thumb lifting. Yeah, the only machine that passes that test is the MacBooks. These ones, most of them, they rarely don't. You just have to add support to lift up the lid. So now, on the keyboard side, just have a look at how the trackpad is. It's big enough. We have enough resting area for your fingers and palm. Yeah, and the click pads, ones that, yeah, they look like the ones you have in the Lightbook series. The feel, the clicks, just okay. Here we have indicators down here for battery, machine is on, so many indicators. Yeah? As you can see from there, there are so many indicators. This is for Wi-Fi, the green one is for Wi-Fi. Just have a look, so many indicators there. For power is that light blue one, this orange one is for battery. So that's how the trackpad is. I love that red lining, this red lining here. See how it is? That finish is just, it makes the laptop look just nice. Then the keyboard is one that has numerical keys right here, so it's good with people who do things like if you are somebody who is good in economics or statistician, then you normally use these numerical keys so much. Yeah, so it's advantageous for you to have a laptop with that keyboard lining. Then again, the keyboard has backlit. Yeah, and where's the backlit icon on here? Let me just try and find it here. We have it on the F2 key, F2 right over there. See F2? Yeah, so that is the backlit icon. We have backlit system here. See the backlit? Yeah, awesome. Then about the keys travel distance, it's not that good, but if you compare it with most of the HPs or most of the standard or just average laptops, those budget ones, the keyboard is just as good as they are. So actually, if I found the keyboard with the 1 week that I've used it, I find the keyboard so recommendable. It's not that bad, not so stiff, not so smooth, just the right amount of travel distance that you want in a keyboard. Then here we have something we call, see here, those buttons over there, see right here. Yeah, there's power button, you have hotspot button right after power button, right there, yes, somewhere there. There's another button there for echo, those who know what echo means. Yeah, eco environment, eco friendly. So we have that button right, well, the last one, yeah, this one. We have the speakers here. They are upward firing slots. These for speakers. The sound quality is good for speakers. I'm not going to test them here due to copyright issues, but I promise you if you have good speakers on this one. Then if you fold this machine like this, it looks a bit thick, yeah, and it might make you maybe to not decide on buying it. But if you open it like this, then the design is just awesome. Yeah, even forget about the thickness on the sides. The screen ratio, the bezels are not that thin. Yeah, they're not that thin, they're not that thick. I think they're just the exact right amount. Yeah, the framing is not that bad. And something else that made me love this machine is the display resolution. As you can see from far, just have a look at the screen. You see the coloring is just exactly straight to the point. We have orange stones over here. Have a look at the sky blue color, the mountain, the black. The colors are just so crispy, clear, yeah, and it's something that you'll want in a laptop. You see, in most of the times if you're using a laptop, your eyes normally sticks most of the time to the screen. So if you have a nice display, then you'll have so much ease, and you'll even enjoy like doing things on the screen, like watching movies, editing pictures, because you have a good screen resolution over here. And just to confirm that, to check on the screen resolution, I normally advise to just come to the display settings here, then look at what we have at the display resolution. I don't know if it is clear from there, yeah, but we have 1920 by 1080. That is a full HD display panel over there. So it's not that shitty display that you find in some other laptops. The display is good. So there's one aspect of the ports that you won't be able to see it physically easily. So I just have to show you here from when it's on. Then here you see on the right hand side of the screen, there's something here. There's a logo. This is where this blue. See here, blue. So this is the Wi-Fi icon. Then the second one here, this one here, this is the network SIM card. So it means it supports SIM cards, 4G LTE cards. You can insert a SIM card there. You can be able to access internet. So now, where do you access SIM card, or where do you place your SIM card on this laptop? Because we've gone through the ports and you've not seen a SIM card slot. Let me show you where the SIM card slot is, particularly on this Fujitsu model. First, I'll have to turn it off. Then I'll show you where it is. So there, let's give it time to turn off. It's almost getting there. It's taking too much long. Yeah, off. we go. Nice. Lights off. If you look from this side, there's no slot for SIM card. Yeah, just to be sure. So now this is where the SIM card slot is. You'll have to remove the battery. There's some sliders here, and there's one here to remove the battery. So this is how you remove the battery. This is the battery. Then underneath it here, where we have the battery, there's that SIM card slot is supposed to be here. What have they done? Let me just find the tray. Yeah, there's something here. So you see, there's a place here. There's this clip. See, this like it's like a material there. It's visible. Yeah, but this is where you insert your SIM card. You insert the whole SIM card tray. You don't have to remove the micro one, but you insert the whole of it here. So this is where the SIM card goes in. See, I have it removed. This is the SIM card holder. So you place a SIM card there, and then insert it back on that hole right there. Let me just do it properly. Yeah, so it's back. And even if you look closely, there's an arrow there. There's a white arrow somewhere there. I don't know if it's visible, but here there's that white material somewhere. Let me touch it here. Yeah, so this is the indicator for SIM card. So this is where your SIM card goes in through. Then after that, after placing a SIM card, put back the battery like that way. Then you clip it back. Sorry, it's not properly done. Clip it back like that. Then ensure you lock it, because you have the battery lock here. Without locking that, the battery will fall off. So you lock it like that. Then you're good to go. Then now the properties. So for the properties, as usual, you normally use here. And I was just forgetting to mention something. You see, the keyboard I have here, it's of I don't know which country is this, but for control, even for control function here, see it's written strg. It's not in English. Yeah, and I had to change the location of Z here, the Z we have here with the Y, because it was Quartz Z instead of QWERTY, what you have on most English type keyboards. So I had to change the location between the Z and the Y. Yeah, and you can see that's how the keys are. So to have a look at the properties, as usual, let's see if how strong the processor of this laptop is, how strong is the graphic card we have here, what about the RAM and the other stuffs. So as usual, Control Shift Escape, get to the tax manager, and then tax manager, and yes, I'll do that in the next part of the video. Yeah, just hold on. So there's something I'm forgetting, but I'll do it in the next part. So tax manager, then come to performance tab. So the performance tab, first and foremost, the CPU. So here we have a Core i3 6100U, that is a Core i3 6th gen CPU with a base speed of 2.3 gigahertz. We have 2 cores and 4 logical processors. Not bad for multitasking, doing office task, business related task. Then memory, we have a RAM of 8 GB, and the form factor is SODIMM. So it means having a form factor of SODIMM means you have the RAM can be removed and even replaced with another one. So slots used, we have 1 out of 2 slots in use. So there's 1 empty slot in use. We'll open that RAM slot and see what's there. Then the disk, we have a SanDisk of 256 GB SSD. You can see from here. GPU, very, very important. We have a GPU of Intel HD Graphics 520. For those of you who are used to these graphics, for example, the one we have here, this is the Intel HD 520 graphics. With this graphic card, you can do entry-level video editing, professional photo editing, because we have a very good screen here. Then very good graphic card for photo editing, light video editing, not professional video editing. Gaming, can play the old games, titles, even HD resolutions, but for the modern ones, you'll have to play them at low resolution settings. Yeah? Because this is actually a LifeBook. It's not a gaming laptop, but you can play most of the games, Minecraft, GTA, all those games, you can play them at frame rates of 60 hertz and above in this masterpiece. What you have to do is just improve on the RAM we have here from 8 to 16, or we can get 16 DDR4 because this is 6th gen. Improve them to maybe 32 GB of RAM if you want, and you can still handle your task smoothly without overheating or struggling. Then what if maybe you are to use this laptop's camera for video conference or webcam meetings, conference calls, and the rest? Let's have a look at the camera of what we have here. So for the camera, let me just test it. Come to the camera. Yes. Unfortunately, the camera here is not functioning. I'll have to maybe sort it out, so I'll not be able to review the camera, but it's so disappointing that the camera is not working. Actually, I didn't realize that until now, but I think it's just a small issue that can be fixed for the camera to function. Yeah, because it's saying disconnected. No problem with that. We check on that. So now let's do a speed test on this to see how fast it takes to boot up and launch to the desktop. Let's go. Let me just turn it off first. Turn it on and see how fast it takes. Shutting down. That is 7 seconds, 8 seconds, 9 seconds. It's taking too much time to shut down. I don't know why, but let's give it time. Yeah, off. Yeah, now it's off. Let's now turn it on, see how fast it takes to turn on. So 1, 2, 3, go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. So it took around 15 seconds to get to the desktop of this Fujitsu. Not so bad. I think it's a bit slower, but 15 seconds, and unless you're ultra fast, 15 seconds is just okay. It's less than a minute actually. So any boot up speed below 30 seconds, just according to me, from most of the laptops I reviewed, any boot up speed below 30 seconds, it's okay. So that is what we have there. Now I'll have to turn it off again so that we have to see what's underneath, what can we expand. Yeah, so let me just turn it off, get my screwdriver with me. It's about to go down. Let me give it time once again to turn off. Yes. So let's see what we have here. Yes, I was forgetting to mention here we have the docking station. Yeah, docking port there. That's a docking port. This one right here is a docking port. Again, this is not for a normal day-to-day user. At no point will you find yourself using this docking port. Then let me just open this first lock here. You see what we have. Yeah, so what I was talking about, we have the RAM slot right here. You see, this is the RAM slot, and as you can see clearly, there we have one RAM there. It's of DDR4. Yeah, the one below. Then we have another empty slot on top, so you can put two RAMs here, 8844, 1616, to make it 32 GB maximum. So it's very, very expandable as compared to what we have in the market in the modern day laptop that have the RAM soldered on the motherboard. Then this next slot, let me just close this slot so that I don't forget with it. Actually, having this slot over here, at least it's easier to expand the RAM whenever you want. You don't have to remove the whole back cover just to access the RAM. So that is something again that I really loved about this laptop. Same to what we have on this slot here. I think this is for storage. Let me just open it up to see what we have over here. Yeah, sorry, so see there we have this, the SSD. I think I can remove it. Let me just try removing it, because yeah, there it is. So you can see it's SanDisk. Is it clear from there? Okay, yeah, SanDisk 256 GB SSD. This is the slot. You can expand this up to 1 TB again. You can still downgrade it to 128 if you are a minimalist person. But why would you downgrade if you already have a bigger one? And then it's just easier to put in. Just slide it like that slot. Let me try doing that at perfect angle. It's getting complicated to do that. Yeah, so you put it in the pack, then use this to slide it in like that. Ensure the grip is perfect, there's no space in between right there. So right there, yeah, done. Just to conclude on this review and repeat on maybe some of the things that made me to love this, because I'm not a fan of big laptops, but actually I love this one despite it being thicker. There are especially 3 things that I loved about it. Number 1, the port. Then number 2, the display resolution is just crispy as you want. Then number 3, this laptop doesn't overheat, because just have a look at what we have at the bottom cover. There's so many ventilation slots. We have one here, there's another one here, yeah, there's one here. So all these ventilation slots enables proper airflow into the laptop, so that it gets exhausted through this part here. There's no overheating. The fans, they operate at very, very optimal speeds. Everything's just okay. And the battery life here, I managed to use it for, it was around 6 hours on battery. So, and that was doing just browsing stuff, listening to music. So expect it to last you around 6 hours if you're using it, and maybe more if you're using it in bit by bit. And there are some aspects or some features that determine how long the battery life is, especially the brightness, the backlight. If you turn off the backlight and maybe reduce the brightness levels, it will last even much longer. And if you turn those things up, brightness, keyboard brightness up, the screen brightness up, and maybe you're doing things like video editing, then expect it to last you around 3 hours on the maximum. And it's not that bad for that budget. I think it ticked all the boxes that I want, and I'll still use it for some time before I give it away to one of you, my followers and subscribers. If you think you deserve a laptop of such price or such capabilities, let me know in the comment section, and at some point I'll review the comments and give it away to one of you guys. See you in the next review video. If you found this video so helpful, don't forget to subscribe and don't forget to leave a like. See you next time. Bye bye.